Hello, living in Boulder vlog, October 10th, 2020, Saturday. So today I got up really late. I think I'm nocturnalized again. And so when I got up, and it was like in the afternoon, like 3:30, I think I got up. I can't remember when I went to sleep. It must have been sometime in the morning. I called my mom when I got up, because she called me like before I was actually up. And because she said she wanted to go on a bike ride, so I went over there and we went on a bike ride. She thought she had coronavirus. But she tested negative, but she didn't believe the test, but I don't think she got another one, but now she feels better. So we went on a small bike ride, just a little bit down the way and back, but we went on one, so that's cool. She's getting better, but then she wanted to take me out to lunch. So we went to takeout at Trey Ling's Vietnamese restaurant, where they had rice, eggplant, and halibut fish, and some vegetables. That was really good. And came back here and started working. So the work that I was doing on my site last night and today is I think I'm working on all my pages from the beginning, from the first level, the shortest distance. And now I don't call them categories, I'll call them zones, because when you have bike racer level pages, you have the different 10 categories of bike rider, from racers to commuters. And so those are the categories, the 10 categories. And then the levels are what levels are, the 100 levels for 40K, and I think it's 120 for 20K. And so I didn't want to call them categories. The distances are called zones. And I didn't even look up the definition of a zone yet. I wanted to do that. So, and I have like this typical distance and time for a zone and speed, which will correspond to level. But I also have the ranges. But I never got around to finishing that, because I was looking at the pages and I saw there was all this stuff that needed to be touched up. And so then I went to the first page and had to touch it. And I'm having to touch stuff up in ways that, like, are surreal. Doesn't make any sense. I have the page, number 1, that's 250 meters. And that has a range of 200 meters to, I guess, what did I have it? I don't even remember what I have it. I guess 400 meters, because I wanted, the different distances where they have the time trials to be in the middle of the level, not the edge of it. And so the shortest distance of the second level is 500 meters. So I think maybe it was 400 meters. I don't remember, but and then it's like 30 seconds, and the range would be 12 seconds to like 45 seconds or something, just depending on who the fastest and slowest of each of those different distances are. And I'm yawning so much that like I'm tearing on both sides. I've been smoking a lot of weed. Maybe it's making me groggy. But some days I need more sleep than others. But I got to the first one, and only like a couple of them were there, and they weren't numbered. And on the first page and the second one, which is 500 to 1,000, they weren't numbered, and they weren't even organized, like in terms of fastest to slowest. So I had just dumped those on there and bailed. And it didn't even have numbers in the front that didn't have fonts, because I have the font, the CSS, on the front, on the left, but I need the number. And if you put a number in front of the font, it makes the number like the font. So I had to like re-engineer that. So yeah, just totally rough draft dumped on there. And so then there were some that are missing, but I thought to myself, but wait, I could have sworn that I just saw them the other day on Google Earth. So I looked all over Google Earth and they weren't anywhere. I got the message that they don't, that like my folder was filled, so maybe they deleted it. I don't know. But I paid the money to get more storage. It's like $3 instead of $1 a month from Apple. I didn't even know that my document, until not that long ago, my documents were on my, I thought they were on my computer. No, they're on the cloud, and the cloud's limited, so it doesn't even matter how much space you have in your computer for your website. I should have moved it over to my my downloads. Maybe that's how I lost some of my other stuff before. Like I did all the canals of Babylon, China, and then the Lake of Augustus in Rome. But yeah, it was gone, and but I found it just recently, like last week or something, a couple of weeks ago, when I was working on Atlantis, because I was using those to build the ones on Atlantis when I started doing the little bicyclists on Atlantis. And so I went to Atlantis and it was there, but that was the only place it was. And I didn't, and I remember I didn't cut it and put it to Atlantis. I copied it, but where I copied it from, it disappeared. So luckily it was on Atlantis. And then because it was on Atlantis, then I could look at it on Atlantis and copy it off of, and of course, and then I pasted it back on, all over the place on my KMZ files, all to refill it again. But yeah, it wasn't on my website though. So I had to copy it off my Google Earth to put it on my website. But I wouldn't have put it directly. I don't think I would have put it directly on Google Earth. I would have put it on my website and then put it on Google Earth. So if I put my website first, how did it get deleted off my website? So it's just really confusing. I got ahead of myself. And so what I'm thinking what happened, is I must have built something directly. Because it was partially done on my website. So maybe I built on my website, and then I did the touch-ups on Google Earth without my website for some reason. Maybe I just didn't feel like it. Because maybe that was before I got my Apple computer, and it was a slow computer, and I was sick of it. Because that's the whole reason that I stopped working on this. That's why I abandoned it, like halfway through, like in this state, making me feel like an internet archaeologist trying to just decipher what happened. But yeah, I was working on it, and I just got sick of working on a slow computer, so I just decided to start doing Google Earth, because that's when I noticed. That's when I discovered this map of Boulder from 1915, and I just had this overwhelming desire, like, oh my God, I have to build Boulder. And then after that, I discovered this map of Rome from the year 211, and said, if I'm doing Boulder, I should be doing Rome. And look at how detailed that Rome is. How come nobody's done that? I got to do that now. And then that got replaced by me going, well, if I'm doing Rome, I should be doing Atlantis, because that's described in like enough detail to make it just as detailed as Rome. And I could do it really fast because I'm not tracing off of something. I'm just creating my own idea based off of his template, Plato's. So I had to do that. So anyway, yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah. How basic, how not far along, how much I have to start from scratch. Like, yeah, on these pages, just, I think right now I was still organizing, making sure that they were organized from fastest to slowest. And then, and then I'll have to number it. I think that was the 500 meter. Yeah, but I already built the 500 meter on Google Earth. So what the hell do I have on Google Earth? Which I haven't even looked at. So I guess I'll explain that tomorrow. But if I have to do touch-ups, if it's like the basic version is on Google Earth, I don't think it'll take too much time. It'll be worth it to just fill it in, fill in the blanks, maybe renumber it. So anyways, that's why you want to do it as much of one project at once as you can, so you don't find yourself confused and having to redo stuff. Anyways, almost keep it under 10 minutes. Talk to you tomorrow.